guys, welcome back to Angus's Trains, where today we are doing some Train Simulator 2021 on the West Somerset Railway. We will be driving the GWR Cathedral class in purple. So let's get started, shall we? And a big shout out to the 6 people watching us live. Thank you for joining me right now. Right, so let's get started, shall we? So first things first, I like to do when I'm starting my train trip on Train Simulator is I like to let on passengers. Now whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to set up the head code. So I'm going to do a headboard, which is the... Actually, everyone in chat, you see these headboards? I would like you to pick one of the headboards, please. And I'll do whichever headboard you would like. So tell me when to stop. Has everyone chosen in chat which headboard they would like me to use? Because if not, I'll just be using the South Wales Pullman for today. Hang on. South Wales Pullman. Then I like to put on these headlamps, which signify that it's an express passenger train. So you guys have stopped on the South Wales Pullman. So, the next job I like to do is turn on this, the small injector to build the boiler pressure so we can start the journey. So we're just building that boiler pressure, I think. Are we? Hang on. Oh, that's because the brakes are on. Then we take off the brakes and the boiler pressure will start rising. Hopefully everyone's okay for this headboard. We're on the West Somerset Railway. We'll be hauling 6 Mark 1s in GWR chocolate and cream. So let's get started. So the next thing I do is I get in and pull the reverser up and off we go. Look at how magnificent that is. We're speeding, so I better slow it down. Got lots of people in chat. Denim, I actually haven't zoomed with you before, so I haven't met you before. But anyway, we'll continue on the journey. So if you have a look, you can see the speed limit, which is 10 miles an hour. Now I'm currently speeding, which is 15. I'm doing 5 miles an hour over, so going to be there at 11 o'clock this afternoon. Denim, thank you for saying you love my videos. That's very much appreciated. Hope you enjoy my videos. I like driving in these views, so let's turn off the cylinders. Can everyone hear the game okay in chat, please? Please let me know if you can. The conductor's currently in the carriage, collecting tickets and making sure everyone's bought their tickets. A big hello to Wolf Equips in the chat. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. As the train heads off into the distance towards Bishop's Wheelyard. So we're heading up to what's the name, and the speed limit's 25 miles an hour and we've got 15 miles. So let's go. Train heads off into the distance. So inside the cab, this is where the cab of a steam locomotive looks like. So there's your where you put water into the tender, or where you transfer water from the tender into the locomotive. A lamp, a handbrake to stop the train, your shovel, water scoops, seats, the firebox, which reverser, and if I in fact move this up, see how the red thing called a regulator's moving? That's moving because I'm pulling this lever. Now in a minute, hopefully the firebox door might open and I'll be able to show you what it looks like. Speeding, hang on, oh, by the way, we're heading into a station called Dunster, nice little country town in England. Sorry if I'm not looking at the camera very much, it's because I'm kind of focusing on my train and chat. And as we travel down the line, if you actually have a look inside, you can actually see all the linkage and pistons moving. A train we're driving today, I forgot to tell you, is called Gloucestershire Cathedral. So that's the engine. Speed up a little bit. We are currently 14 miles away from our destination. Let's give the train some speed, shall we? Let's speed it up. I know I'm speeding, but I'm just going to speed up. See over there, you can see the beautiful water. In fact, am I able to go in the compartment? No, I am not. But I can show you a nice view up above of our South Wales Pullman train. So I hope everyone in chat's doing well. Hopefully everyone's well and fine, and hopefully you're keeping well during lockdown. See our train driving off into the distance. Yeah, I'm not too bad, Dylan. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but yeah, I'm not too bad. Just trying to keep, fine. Well, yeah, I'm not too bad though. I'm happy that I'm playing Train Simulator. So, yeah. Okay. Coming into another little country town station near the seaside. Here's some old abandoned passenger carriages. Look quite derelict, actually. Hopefully they're going to get restored in the future, but for the moment we're just going to travel through Blue Anchor up platform. As you can see, there's the signal box which controls this section of the line, a level crossing. Hey, how did that car just travel through that closed gate? Anyway, here's Blue Anchor. So you got your waiting room. You got another shelter area. You've got station buildings. You got your station sign, and then you got your little town in the background. So Blue Anchor's a nice small village on the West Somerset Railway, and there goes our steam locomotive. Off into the distance. And as you can see, the signal's now red because it just the train just went past, so that means no one can go on this section of track because it's single line. So now no one can go there because it's all closed off. And as you can see, there's a little sign down here that says beware of trains, which means don't go onto the track because there might be a train there. Which there is definitely a train there. So anyway, I'm going to go and catch back up to my train. And we can speed it back up now. Why the brakes are that's an issue. The brakes are on, that's a bit of an issue, isn't it? So yeah, I can't go with it's only a heritage railway, which means there's slow speed limits because it's a heavy train, so and as you can see, there's the smoke drifting off into the invisible. And this livery that this cathedral class is wearing is what we in the railway community like to call an experimental purple, with the lining, which was the basis, which was one of the trial colours that they trialled in the steam locomotive whilst British Railways came up with a paint scheme for their locomotives to wear. So the purple was one of the colours that they trialled on the engine to find out what colour they were going to paint it. And also I forgot to tell you, 0.6 coaches, so we've got, if I just show you, so we've got a regular open Mark 1, then we've got a buffet car, then we've got another open Mark 1, another open Mark 1, and then a closed compartment brake, a compartment brake coach at the back of the train. That's where the guard would sit. Also, this locomotive is made by a company called Caledonian Works, not Darlington Works. It's made by a company called Caledonian Works, and you can purchase it from their website if you have Chainsaw Mirror 2021. They've currently got a sale going on, 30% off this locomotive. So if you want to grab it now. It's a really nice model. Has separate whistles, has a bell, which is a chime whistle, another whistle, and it's got the lights as I showed you, and it's got all features. Now for some reason the fireman is not open, so I'll give him. So just arriving into Washford, and then we'll be about 10 miles away from our destination, which is Bishop the Yard up platform. The time is currently 10:17 in the game, and we're meant to arrive there at 10:56 is our estimated time of arrival, but I reckon we can make it a bit quicker than that. See up the top here, if I just see how there's excess steam coming out of this in where my mouse is. There's that's called a safety valve, and it's letting out steam to reduce boiler pressure in the engine, so it's reducing excess steam so the boiler doesn't blow up or explode. So it's just going off to keep the boiler from preventing it from any further issues. That's what that is. Coming into another station called Washford, which is where they store some of the carriages on the line. Also, I forgot to mention, this is UK's longest heritage railway, the West Somerset Railway. This is Washford, home of the Somerset and Dorset Railway Trust Museum. So in this shed is where they store the Somerset and Dorset Railway Trust engines, and they have a little museum inside of this shed, which is their trust where they keep their steam locomotives. Now there's nothing in there, but that's where they would normally keep their engines. And that's their short demonstration line for demonstrational goods trains. And that's home of the Somerset and Dorset Joint Trust. And there's the Washford's Middle Town. Now picking up speed again as we head further on our trip to Bishop's Yard. I don't know how you say their last name of the station, but anyway. So as you can see, we're going around a big curve. Hopefully we don't derail, and we're going downhill, so this is where we're going to get some speed. You have walked down there, there's the downhill grade. Now here's a map of the line. So we are currently here, and our destination is here. So we've got a little while to go still. You can also see our consist down here. Just blow the whistle because it's asking for a whistle. And see the sparks coming out of our chimney? We've got sparks coming out of our chimney, and the smoke's become black because we're going really fast down, grey, sorry, because we're going really fast downhill. But hopefully it shouldn't be that bad. I'll just slow it down and we'll glide down the hill and hopefully not derail. And see all the pistons and linkage going. Now I'm going to get back in the cab because this is where I like to sit. You could also see the chain from up above in an airplane view. So this is the airplane view. And we're coming in to watch it. We're 9 miles away now from our destination. And once we hit the downhill, I'm going to slow back down so I'm not speeding. And also see the glass chimney. That's a signature piece of the Great Western Railway. Traditionally, they would have a brass chimney, and all GWR engines at some stage were fitted with that brass dome or brass chimney. Now, this is where we might derail. I hope not. Oh gosh. Please don't derail, please don't derail. I'm gonna apply brakes. Oh gosh, don't derail, don't even think about it. Thank goodness for that, we haven't derailed coming in to watch it. So that's good news. Because if we had have derailed down here, we would be stuck. But this is Watch It, a nice coastal seaside town. It's based on the curve, so it's on the curve of this station. It's a very nice station. And then down here, if we go down for a minute, you can see the area where all the boats park on the seaside. So there's the boats, and that's how they get out, and that's the boat area. So that's a pretty neat detail. And there's the water. Now I've got to try and get out and head back to my train. So here's some seaside huts that people can stay in and watch the trains and look at the seaside. So there's the seaside down there. Lovely place to be. Now I'm actually going to skip ahead of the train. Going for another station. I'm going to go down here and sit at the road and watch it go by. So this is what cars would see if they've seen it. Might even get a screenshot whilst we're waiting. 7 miles away, so we're not too far away now. The most amount of viewers I've had on the stream is actually today's stream, which is about 5 viewers. So we've hit a record of 5 viewers. This is the most viewers I've ever had on the stream, to answer your question, Dylan. Now we're coming into Wilton Up platform. Now I might try and make a stop here, because this is where they store all their locomotives and carriages. This is where they store their locomotives and carriages on the run. So this is one of their locomotive sheds. And that's their locomotive. That's one of their locomotive sheds, and that's a carriage shed there. Going to make a stop here to pick up some more passengers, because I think they would appreciate that. So this is where the cathedral class would stay for the night time if it was a resident image in. Dinham, you should definitely start streaming. It's a great way, it's a great thing to do. You can communicate and have conversations with your audience in the chat. You can play your game whilst the game that you want to play. I highly recommend it. Advice? Just go for it. It doesn't matter how small your channel is at the start. Just go for it, Dinham. Doesn't matter. My advice is just go for it. And just try your best, and don't be discouraged. Just do what you want to do on your stream and enjoy it. And hopefully gradually you'll build up an audience, but I'm sure it would be a great thing for you to do. Hopefully that advice helped you a little bit. Now we can see all the little passengers getting on and off the train. See, they're all walking on and off the train. Whilst we wait for them. So the doors are closed, so that gives us the right of way. So we're going to continue our journey now. See the cylinder drone cocks? They're going off. The little brass fins at the front of the locomotive underneath there. See how there's steam coming out of them? That means it's when that excess steam, so it can start. So it lets out excess steam, which typically they would turn them on when they're leaving the station or when they're starting off a journey. Also, if we go in the cab, can you see how there's a firebox down here? See, there's a nice little firebox. You can see inside there's a fire, and you can see the boiler tubes. But that's what a fire in Train Simulator looks like. And up on the tender, you can see that's where there's still the coal, and that's where they would open that trap door type thing there, and that's where they'd put water in the tender for the steam locomotive. So if you open that would let water into the engine where my mouse is. So that's how you get water into the tender, using that door. And at the back, see how there's a little headlamp at the back of the train? That lamp means it's the back of the train, and it's red because it means it's the back of the train, and it shows that that it tells the guard that, well, the consist or the train's all here and nothing's gone missing. If that wasn't on the back, well, then chances are you've probably lost part of your train. C1 on the back of the carriage means what restriction, where it's allowed to go. So C1 means it's allowed to go pretty much anywhere on the railway. So that's what the C1 stands for. Now come rising speed because we're going uphill. Five miles away to our destination, so we're not too far now. In fact, here we are, and then, yeah, so we're not far now. So when I've got the reverser down, when I've got the regulator down, that means it's just coasting. Now the reason why it's just coasting is because it's just slowing down, because I'm not putting any more speed onto the locomotive for it to go. So, but now I better put some more speed on it because we're about to go uphill. In fact, we're going uphill now. This locomotive, the Cathedral class, didn't exist in real life, but it's a concept of what the GWR could have built back in the day. But it looks like a bit of a hybrid of a King class with the front bogie, and then a boiler of a Princess Coronation, a Princess class locomotive from the Almas. So it's a bit of a hybrid locomotive in looks. So some parts of the locomotive look like it's Elmas, and then other parts look like it's an LNER locomotive. mean, sorry, you know how I said earlier, I recommend it from in some parts look like an LMS, so I recommend it in some parts look like a GWR recommended. So it's kind of like a hybrid of the two. Not an LNR recommended. We're about to go through Stog Umber, which is the second mast station on the line as far as I know. As far as I think it is. Beautiful countryside in the West Somerset Railway. It's a beautiful countryside. It's just nice to see a big steamer plane going through the countryside with the right coaches. That's a cool view, isn't it? You can see the pistons going, and you can see the crank bar going. Get back up. This is also another good view. Sturgumber. Or this view where you can see the front of it. Would that be that video? See the whole train back there. We're on top of the cab roof now. This is great. Oh, I haven't seen on top of the cab roof. And then you're hanging your head out. So we're going uphill, so we've lost a bit of speed. Two miles away from our destination. So if we have a look at the map, we're just on the upward climb to our destination, which is not too far away now. Sparks coming out of the chimney because we're going uphill. Nearly there now. Does anyone have any further questions in the chat section whilst I am just waiting for my train to arrive at the destination? Any further questions that anyone would like answered? If so, just post them in the chat and I'll do my best to answer them. Nearly at the end of the line now. About 1.30 miles worth to go. One mile left to go till you arrive at Bishop's Lydiard up line. Or up platform, sorry. So just about to come to Crowcombe Heathfield main platform, which is the second last station on the line before Bishop's Lydiard. Now I'm going to start applying the brakes soon because there's a big descent down from this station, so I will slowly start to apply the brakes after this station. So this is, now I want to show you something whilst we're here. There's these little lamp rims with fire buckets on the door, and it's a beautifully restored station with the timetable, and I really like this station. I think it's a really nice little station. Now we're about to start our descent down to Bishop's Lydiard, so I better start applying brakes. So don't forget, if you've got any questions, don't forget to post them in chat and I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. So we start our descent down into sparks flying all over the chimney. Western half a mile to Bishop's Yard, where this train will terminate. This train terminates at Bishop's Yard. Everyone on board, don't forget to bring your personal belongings with you, as this is a one-way trip. Thank you. Not too much further now till we arrive at Bishop's Yard, where this service will terminate. Now arriving into Bishop's Yard. Bishop's Yard is the terminus for the West Somerset Railway. This is the terminus for the West Somerset Railway. So this is as far as this journey goes. So this train terminates here. This is the end of the journey. So thank you to everyone who's watched during this live stream. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. It's been a pleasure having you all here today for this live stream. And I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone. Thanks for watching and bye for now. Bye!